Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Wednesday, November 13th, 2024. Before I jump into the charts, just want to mention that on Tuesday we put out a stock pick on Affirm Holdings, wickedstocks.com. You can check that out for free by going to wickedstocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial up front. That's an important stock to be watching now as we approach a critical long-term level. Anyway, let's jump to the charts. I'm kind of scanning to see which one I want to start with, and I will start with this one. And that is, I'd mentioned how this kind of underscores the rationale for, being patient and waiting for that weekly settlement. I have mentioned that Monday's settlement above the 337.54 channel top was an actionable buy signal for aggressive traders, 3 to 5 day traders, 2 to 3, 3 to 5 week, maybe even several months. But you really need to get your validation at the end of the week with a settlement above this formation. On the weekly chart, it's at 336.82, which I'm not going to show right now. Same exact channel top. And we close Friday at 340.18 or higher, that is 1% above the 336.82 channel top, then we are indeed in a long-term buy signal. And I might as well show that right now. That if we close Friday at 340.18 or higher, 1% above this 2-year channel top, we expect 414.49 within, this could be 3 to 5 weeks, this could be 2 to 3 months, depending on volatility. And 499.39 becomes the overall long-term objective. And that could be within 3 to 5 months, or that could take into later next year. It all depends on volatility and how the market behaves in the interim. But we're not there yet. And in fact, Friday's cascade back below this area, closing the gap, closing negative on the day, closing below Monday's low, which is the low of the high, closing back below this structure of 337.54, all points to a bit of a trap, where you've got longs caught perhaps. And I consider 299.29 a likely, I'm going to say by the end of next week, possibly this week, target. On the way down, of course, we do have this former channel top. And so this is a solid day trade, I think. And I say I think almost with a question because of the sell signal implications that played out on Tuesday with its settlement back below the 337.54 formation. But 321.40 is a pivot point for the day, above which 337.54 is likely again today. Below which, then yes, I think 299.29 just might be in reach by the closing bell. 299.29, that July 23 high. Now, other traders, other analysts may consider this to be a level that can contain selling through next week and perhaps even into December trade. And that may be true. But given the fact that it looks like, if we continue south and we close today below 321.40, and let's say we approach 299.29, it looks to me very much like we are going to settle the week out clearly below the 336.82 formation. And this spike through and then closing below, you really need to respect this market's potential for meaningful bearish rotation. In fact, I'm going to jump to that chart right now. This is a daily chart of the same. So you've got your 337.54 channel top up here that we settled back below on Tuesday. And I've already shown 321.40, a day tradable level. You got 299.29, the July high, another day tradable, maybe weekly support level. But really it is this down here. It is this newly formed long-term rising 1/3 speed line projected off that January 23 low almost 2 years ago. That is based in part on Monday's high. And you also have this former channel top that is still a valid support level upon downward retracements. It is the low 270s, low 280s climbing that I consider to be a realistic a 2 to 3 week objective that becomes sealed, if you will, becomes clarified with a weekly settlement Friday below 336.82. So, once again, what should I say here? I see no good reason to be long Tesla right now if your time horizon is anywhere between 3 to 5 days and 3 to 5 weeks. 3 to 5 weeks probably wouldn't take that long. This is probably more like 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks for falling into the 273.86 to 282.07 area. And this would wipe out the 321.40 channel top, the 299.29 July high, et cetera, capture shorts on the way down, long liquidation on the way down. So the 273.86 to 282.07 area is your bottom picking zone, 2 to 3 week swing traders and beyond. We could rotate from here back into the upper 330s within 2 to 3 weeks. And, we do then, under that scenario, if we rotate all the way back into the 330s, we will once again be anticipating or waiting for a settlement above the 336.82 2-year channel top by a full 1% margin. This week's number is 340.18. So going back to the downside, and I'll just kind of flesh it out a little bit more, and that is to say that if we break or open today below 321.40, and I'm going to say especially open today below 321.40, that is to say gapping below the 323.31 low that was put out on Tuesday. So if we gap lower below 321.40, yes, selling pressures continue to play out, 299.29 in reach today, and yes, we can bottom out here for the day, potentially through the rest of the week. By that point, we are 2/3 of our way to reaching what I consider to be a reachable longer-term support for this market in the 273.86 to 282.07 region, and just a settlement below 299.29, and we're just another 1 to 3 days from testing this area. If you play the short side, if you've got short on Tuesday's close, and that is a viable strategy. If you get short with a settlement today or an open today below 321.40, et cetera, you're holding out for 273.86 to 282.07, where profits can be taken on a short position and long entry made. As we move into December, we can rotate off of here nicely. Let's talk upside today. I don't see it happening. I mean, we can push through 337.54, certainly. Now, will we rally all the way back up to Monday's high area? This is around 358 and change, as I recall. I've got 360.60, solid intraday resistance, potentially in reach. You could also use 45.14, that is roughly off of Tuesday's high. Any way you slice it or dice it, closing today above 337.54, I think that's more of a neutral wait and see. Wait and see what plays out for the next couple of days. That would be my opinion. What position should you have if we close above 337.54 today? It's just sort of slice and dice, downside, upside, downside. And then it really does come back to the weekly chart. What do we do on Friday? Do we close below 336.82 or do we close above 336.82 by the full 1% margin? And if we do close above 336.82 on Friday by the full 1% margin, these are the price points that I've already expressed that we can anticipate near, mid, and long term. I think that pretty much wraps it up. Please click like, share, subscribe. Go ahead and check out wickedstocks.com. Take advantage of our 5-day free trial, daily triple Q analysis, daily SPY, weekly Apple stock, and 2 stock picks a week. I'm going to leave it at that. I'll be back tomorrow with Thursday's Tesla. You have a great day.